Hey peeps, Platy is back, and today's subject is dating with Tourette's, which is a very exciting adventure. It varies from person to person, um, and also depends on what your tics are and if you know what your tics are. For me, I have felt like a very odd person, socially outcast, um, as I didn't always know what was going on or why I said certain things like meow or apologizing randomly for things that I didn't even need to apologize for. Though part of that stems from anxiety, most of that was also a tic. If I say I'm sorry for no reason at all. Um, it's also interesting when one of your tics is this leg thing where your leg will shake. Oftentimes that would get mistaken for anxiety when I wasn't really all that anxious. And so it made me feel a little bit socially awkward, and I didn't really enter the dating circle very much. It was really hard for me, partly because when I was in the dating circle, I didn't actually, or when I was kind of before I got married, I didn't know that I had Tourette syndrome, and I didn't know what was going on with me. And so for that time, I thought that I was kind of crazy and that people didn't want to be around me because these odd things happened and I had no control over it. So I didn't really date all that much, actually. And a lot of the people that I did date weren't exactly what I was looking for in a partner. Fortunately for me, I have my husband and beautiful little boy, and he accepts me for everything that I am. Migraines, Tourette's, allergies, anxiety, depression, all of that fun jazz. He accepts all of it and loves me for me, which I am truly, truly grateful for. We just celebrated our 1 year anniversary, and that has been absolutely amazing. With our dating, though, that was an exciting adventure. I would randomly meow at him, and he had no idea what was going on, so he would meow back, triggering me to meow again. So we would go back and forth meowing for several minutes on end, not really knowing what was going on or why we were meowing. And that was very exciting. Some of my more motor functional motor tics, things like that, where I will scratch my skin. Technically, it's a self-harm tic, if I'm not mistaken. But that was something that I would do a lot, or still do a lot, and kind of got a little awkward when I would randomly scratch my face or my arm or my foot or my leg or whatever it was that I was not compulsively, scratching. And when you're in a fancy sit-down restaurant for a date and you start randomly scratching, it gets a lot of odd stares from other people and also from my spouse. But we didn't know what was going on, and so I did feel a little awkward about that. Fortunately for me, I found someone who was understanding and compassionate and loving, and I am very grateful to him for all that he's done for me. He's helping me to overcome my anxieties about my tics, and kind of helping me, well, more than kind of, helping me to see how wonderful things can be, even though it's hard some days when you can't really function because you're ticking or migraining. In my case, migraining and ticking. And when you've got those things going on, the dating function is a very exciting adventure. I've said that a couple of times, I'm sure. Usually I would have to go on dates when it was darker out, which is a little bit on the scary side, but I couldn't really do a lot in the daytime because the sun just makes my head hurt for some reason. I don't know why it triggers migraines, but it does for me. And it's gotten worse since having a baby. But I mean, so long as we were indoors during the day while dating, it was okay for the most part. But if we did anything outside, like go to a park, I would either have to wear sunglasses or we'd have to cancel because I couldn't handle it physically. And that's really, really frustrating because dating at night can be very scary. Simply because it's at night and people tend to lurk at night who are not exactly the best to hang around and don't have your best interests at heart. So that was really rough for me. But I persisted. I kept going. Kept trying to be comfortable with who I was as a person and who I was in trying to build relationships with other people. And it has not been an easy road for me, but it has been well worth the effort that I have put in to trying to build relationships despite what would be considered a shortcoming or several shortcomings. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is with dating and interpersonal relationships in general is just to be yourself and allow yourself to be comfortable in your own skin, which granted is really, really hard to do when you don't always understand what's going on with you, but that is my word of advice, is just learn to be comfortable with who you are as a person. So, yeah, that's all for today. Platy is out.